all the Vaishnavas together. Because in Vrindavan they were all Radha Krishna. In Bengal they were all Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda. But he wanted to bring all the Vaishnavas together. So he had what was called Gaur Chandrika. He would sing songs about Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, their associates, and then in the middle suddenly changed to Radha and Krishna and their associates. Just like he would sing holy songs, how Advaitacharya's smearing color on Nitai's face and Nitai's coloring on Gauranga Mahaprabhu and like this, and suddenly it become Lalita, Vishakha, and Krishna and Subal and all the cover boys. So he was trying to bring all the Vaishnavas together. And he began his kirtan and everybody was singing and singing. In the evening time, he brought the kirtan to a peak. Everybody was rolling on the ground and dancing in ecstasy, crying tears. Suddenly, at the peak of his kirtan, every biographer of Lord Chaitanya has written the same thing. Sometimes one biographer will write something, sometimes somebody else will write something else, like that. Someone will leave something out. But every single biographer of Narotama tells the same thing. Everybody saw Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda, Advaitacharya, all the Lord Chaitanya and all his associates appeared in the kirtan. All the biographers tell the same story. Sometimes you read something in one, you don't read it in another, you get some doubt, but all of them tell the same thing. We can't imagine Mahajanava seeing her Nitai dancing in the kirtan. Achyutananda seeing his father Advaitacharya dancing in the kirtan. All the devotees seeing Lord Chaitanya dancing in the kirtan. We can't imagine what they were feeling. People were tearing their hair, they were rolling in the ground. Everybody was in total ecstasy. They were all thanking Narotama. Oh Master, thank you, you've given us darshan of Mahaprabhu. Because in dream, Lord Chaitanya told him that in the evening when you do kirtan, I will appear. So he was waiting for this moment. He didn't let it go. He kept the kirtan going at the peak, and finally everything subsiding. Then the next morning, they dressed the deities all in beautiful white. And then Janava Ma came, because we know Lord Chaitanya appeared on the Holy Purnima. Ma Janava came with a pail of red color, and she sprinkled on the deities. And before she could give the order, all the Vaishnavas brought out their colors, and all the Vaishnavas began to throw color just like children on each other, relishing this. Then Mahajanava began the cooking. She was in charge of cooking for all of the Vaishnavas. And they cooked this wonderful feast, and they served out all the Vaishnavas till prasad was coming out of their ears. They served so much. This was the first Gaur Purnima festival. Everyone was so totally amazed at this festival. And then everyone met together. Because like I said, there was different groups, because Goswamis, they never left Braja early. They were just staying there writing Radha Krishna, and some people were saying Lord Chaitanya, Lord, some saying Nityananda, some saying no, Advaita. And Mahajanava, she was like the supreme GBC. They had meetings. And her attempt was to bring all the Vaishnavas together. Not like nowadays, we ban devotees. Your band. But she wanted to bring the devotees together. They were just waiting for some great personality to appear and bring us all together in Lord Chaitanya's service. So gradually all of the philosophical differences were resolved in this Khetri, very historic event, this Khetri Gram festival. So anyway, there's so many wonderful pastimes. After this, everybody was crying, nobody wanted to leave. With broken hearts, they all left this festival, always remembering the wonderful feat that Narotama had, making Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appear. Now, as I told before, Narotama was considered a Sudra. So many of his disciples were Brahmins, so the caste Smarta Brahmins became very upset. And there's so many stories, we're running out of time, but we have to tell the one story that one time they went to the king, I've forgotten his name, but all the Brahmins said, he's destroying our Brahminical culture, he's destroying our Hindu faith, he's destroying everything. How can this Sudra initiate Brahmins? This is un-Vedic, this is against the Shastra. your kingdom will be ruined if you allow this to go on. They convinced him. So he wrote to Narottam, presenting all the arguments. And Narottam wrote back in very beautiful language. And the king was convinced, but still, he wanted to have the debate. So the Brahmins, they called on Rupanarayan, who was a Digvijay Pandit. I mean, he had conquered Dig's direction. In all directions he had conquered everywhere. And they marched on Ketari ground. The word came out, and Ganganarayan and who's the other one? Maybe it was Shamananda, I can't remember. Ganganarayan Chakravarti, he was a Brahmin disciple, and one other was there. They went to the village before Ketari and they set up shops as a clay pot wala, because they need clay pots to do their cooking, and they need pan and beetle for all their pujas and everything. So Rupnarayan and his crew arrived, and they went to buy their things, and suddenly found the potwala speaking pure Sanskrit. And the beetlewala, he's speaking pure Sanskrit. Then they began to discuss with him in Sanskrit. Then they began to argue with him. Then they were defeated. Then they called Rupnarayan, and Rupnarayan came. He was defeated by the potwala and the beetle seller wala. And the king said, these are just some simple disciples of Narottam. You can't even defeat them. What will you do in front of Narottam? We better leave this place. But that night, Lord came in dream, Durga came in dream and said, why are you running away? You meet Narottam and get his mercy. Otherwise, I will destroy all of you. So they met Narottam. They're very sweetly. Nowadays, when we argue, we just want to, smash everybody. You go on the internet and we see everybody just smashing everybody. But Narottam defeated him in such a sweet way that all of them surrendered to him. This art we have to learn. The internet has become a slugfest. But Narottam defeated them very sweetly, and they agreed to become his disciples. So this is disappearance day. There's two disappearances of Narottam. One day he got a huge fever, and he had his devotees do kirtan. And eventually that fever peaked and he left his body. And they placed him on the funeral pyre, and some Marta Brahmins were passing by and said, see, this Sudra was insulting, he was initiating Brahmins his whole life, now he's got his reaction. They were saying such things like that. Even to repeat it feels embarrassed. Then Ganganarayan, Chakravarti and the others, they could not tolerate, they began to call out to Narottam. Suddenly Narottam sat up, he'd already died, left his body, suddenly sat up, and his Brahmin thread began to shine like the sun. And those smarta Brahmins began to shake, and they and they fell at Narottam's feet, and then Narottam remained alive for some time. Then he went to a place called Gabila, and he was staying there for some time. And at that time, it's right on the bank of the Ganga. So at some point, Narottam had called all of his disciples to start kirtan. And he took them all down to the bank of the Ganga. He entered the water and he told them to pour water over his body. As they were doing this wild kirtan, they were pouring water, and they watched his whole body was turning into milk. And they were stuck. What can they do? If they continue pouring water, their guru will disappear. But they have the guru's order to continue pouring water. They didn't know what to do. But they continued pouring water. Somebody was smart enough to scoop up that water, and they kept it in Kabila. There was the Dud Mandir. They kept that water mixed with Ganga. And Narottam very interestingly left this world in the bank of the Ganga. On this 5th day of the month of, a dark half of the month of Kartik. So we're very fortunate. We're here before these incredible deities who were established in the Ketari Gram festival we just heard about. They're so beautiful. And our Deepak Pujari, he's taking so nice care of them. Actually, he's from another sampradaya. You can see his guru is there.